Can a marathon runner be an IAS officer? Yes, definitely. Happy to welcome Akshy Sridhar, a 2014 graduate from Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Thank you for joining us today, Akshy. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shweta, for having me here. How are you doing? I'm doing fine.
I'm doing great. Thank you. It's a pleasure to host you. So, can you tell us a little about your role and where you're currently posted?
So I'm posted in the center of Karnataka in a district called as Haveri, and I'm here working as the CEO of Zilla Panchayat, which is I'm taking care of the rural development and the other allied sectors in the district as the Chief Executive Officer. So I've been here for the last almost 1.5 to 2 years, and previous to that, I was in Bangalore, and I've been in the Karnataka cadre since 2017 for almost 7 years.
Okay, wonderful. Gandhi says India lives in its villages. So, what are some of the grassroots innovations that you've done or during your stint that you're so proud of to address unique challenges of development?
So here in Karnataka, we have a proper three-tier system. We have a proper Gram Panchayat system, then a Taluk Panchayat system, and then a Zilla Panchayat system. So over the last 1.5 years since I've been here, we have been trying out various things across the state, and we have had libraries in almost all Gram Panchayats. I have 223 Gram Panchayats in the district of Haveri. So we have opened digital libraries in all the Gram Panchayats here. We have had creches at the Gram Panchayat level. We have 162 creches running at the Gram Panchayat level. And we have something called the Jal Jeevan Mission, under which we are trying to provide water supply to all the villages. That is a project that is currently in progress, and if that is done, all the almost all the villages and already have a tap connection. And if this is done, we'll have perennial water supply to all the villages in the district. That is something we have been doing. And quite recently, we have had a unique initiative by the government of Karnataka. We have had something called Akka Cafe, which is mainly run by SHG women. And here in Haveri, we have piloted. We are yet to open it. We are on the brink of opening it. We are opening an Akka Cafe with an SHG run by transgenders. So that is a one of a kind, the first time probably in the state. So completely transgender run cafe is something that we are opening, and we are doing that in my own office premises.
So those are some interesting initiatives on the lines of gender equality, women empowerment, and also, development of the people very well. And how do you ensure that the people make use of these things like digital libraries, but people must be literate enough or to understand and use these things? How do you ensure these things happen?
So we took out sort of a registration drive, starting with the schools, because we thought students must be the first ones to use it. But then, as we started using it, we also got various NGO partners and other people who are willing to pitch in and provide software and everything for increasing the digital literacy. And we have been tracking it using their tools, and it is coming out quite well. And to our surprise, not just students, even the older ones are using the internet and the libraries quite frantically. So we want the libraries to be some place where everyone come in and make use of it. The elders should come in the morning, read their newspapers. Then in the daytime, the people in the household, especially the ladies in the rural setup, they should come in, do something. They should read books. We also have kept chess boards, carom boards, and everything which people can come and make use of. And in the evenings, probably after school hours, the students can come in and use it. So even in the villages now, we have people preparing for competitive exams at the libraries, which is quite heartwarming to see actually.
Okay. And since you're an avid reader, I feel you would like this initiative much more, right? The digital libraries.
Uh, Indeed, I think books are one way to open up to the world, because and digital library only adds another beautiful layer to it, because you can, sitting in a village, you can look at what's happening in the world. And I think across age groups and across social categories, barring race or creed, everyone is getting access to it. That's a great thing to achieve actually.
Okay, nice. So you've been working a lot with these rural communities. What is the best learning for you from them?
It's been quite interesting to say something of what do you call as a learning. We sort of probably underestimate the rural folk. We think I grew up in a city. All throughout my life, so you always think that rural folk are pretty much behind in terms of thinking and all of that. But actually, when you put them in the right place and give them the access and to things that are very important to them, they actually perform quite well. For example, when women reservation was implemented in the Gram Panchayats for the posts of presidents and everything, initially people thought, I mean, even now it's still a problem where their husbands, fathers, brothers still continue to hold this way. But slowly, when in a lot of places we are seeing that women are now stepping up, trying to answer stuff and everything. So my point is, when you're giving them the equal access and everything, I think rural folk can quite stand up to what the urban folk do or what others do as well.
Okay, so we've missed to understand the potential of the rural communities, is what you're trying to say.
You can say that. You can say that, yes.
All right. And you also worked in a public sector bank earlier, but now you moved into public administration by becoming an IAS. What fascinates you more about public administration?
So I think there is a bit of dynamism involved in working in the public sector. There is a varied exposure to so many things. You get to work at so many things, because why I'm able to compare urban and rural, probably because before coming to Haveri, I worked in Mangalore for about 2.5 years as the corporation commissioner. So I saw the urban development sector from a cutting edge perspective as a practitioner, looking at how things are happening. And now I'm looking at the rural development sector from the same perspective. I think these kind of experiences where you try to understand and analyze what changes people's lives, or we are sitting at a point where you can try to at least understand what is happening at the grassroots level, as you rightly mentioned at the start. I think that excites me, and if by also being a part of the so-called change, or whatever even the changes at a smaller pace or whatever it is, but being a part of the space, I think excites me. I think that gives me a good vibe about the public administration overall.
Okay, so thank you for being the game changers, like you aid in the policy making and all these initiatives. I think you're one of the important executives in the chain of our bureaucracy. All right. So let's move to the inspiration. Favorite book that you would recommend?
I read biography. I read biographies a lot. I think one book, if I would recommend, will be Open by Andrea Agassi. His autobiography. So where Andrea Agassi speaks about his, playing days as a, as a tennis champ, from the court, what goes through his mind. A very, very, very interesting book with a deep thinking and a very solid perspective. In fact.
Okay, a podcast you would love to listen?
I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but now and then I listen to The Seen and the Unseen by Amit Verma. I think that's one of the very few podcasts I listen to, and I find it quite exciting.
All right. Favorite movies?
Movies I watch, a lot of movies. I like to watch a lot of legal thrillers and all of it. Recently happened to I watch quite a lot of series. In fact, I watched The Lincoln Lawyer. I watched The Diplomat. There is no one particular movie per se.
Okay. Any documentary you would like to recommend?
No, I'm not a big fan of documentaries.
Okay. Any three people who are your role model?
If I had to consider as role model in a bigger perspective, people, when they read biographies, I think there are quite a few personalities who influenced me. I was influenced a lot by, Steve Jobs when I read his biography. I love Roger Federer. I'm a big fan of Rahul Dravid and Virat Kohli. I'm a big fan of A.R. Rahman. So I think various personalities. I think what connects all of them is probably the way they do things, the way they come out, do their things. They go back to their own selves. The way they're able to put up a beautiful show when they are doing what they do the best. Steve Jobs is probably an exception to what I'm saying, but with the others, the way, the flair in which they do things, I think I'm probably moved by all of this.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. So now we have the alumni event, which is planned on Jan 3rd, 4th, 2025. Would you like to share any memorable incidents from your times during CEG?
It's quite interesting to be discussing about CEG, because I've had quite a bit of love and hate relationship with CEG, to be very honest. Of course, CEG has taught me a lot of things. It has made me whatever I am today. So I did everything possible in CEG except for studying. I had quite a few backlogs when I studied. I finally managed to clear all of them in my third year before going to my final year. I was the events coordinator for the Techofest in 2014. and I happened to be a part of the Hindi Times. In fact, picked up sports writing when I was in CG. So CG, I think overall taught me a lot of things. I made quite a lot of friends. I met a lot of people from different sectors. So overall, I mean, CG is a very very pleasant experience. There is not one particular memory that I'll probably be looking at, but the overall package that CEG was from 2010 to 14, I think I probably loved it.
Are there any professors you traumatized?
A lot of things.
No. Okay. Okay. What is your favorite spot in the college?
CEG favorite spot? Our hostels. I think all the four hostels where we were there in our 4 years, and the green benches outside the auditoriums. The place, the globe outside the opposite to the canteen. I think these would be some of our favorite spots.
Okay. Were you a part of NSO, NSS? Like,
I was a part of the NSS.
okay. So that social thing which started there, I think, did it transform to your interest in public administration?
I think if I connect this to that, I think I'll be lying. To be very honest, I had a little bit of an idea when I joined NSS or whatever happened. So I don't think I will be able to connect both of it.
Do you have any message for the fellow alumni?
Uh, yeah, message, not message, but I think it's high time because I keep reading on how how colleges or universities abroad work, how the alumni unite and make their alma mater a better place. But that's sort of a formal this thing. I think we should there are platforms, of course, but I think we should sort of more formalize it. And I think the alumni meet is a step in the right direction. I think maybe we have people from different walks of life in the alumni list. No, we have had not just great engineers. We have had people like Verghese Kurian, people like Krishnamachari Srikanth. We have had actors, we have had singers, and we have had so many again civil servants, businessmen, all of them. So I think all of them can be brought together and they can be made to contribute in a single platform. I think that would be great and good for the colleges.
All right. So looking forward to meet you in case you make it.
Thank you. Looking forward to meet you too. Thank you so much for having me.
Much, Akshay.